Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the remaining part of the part 2 paper of quantitative aptitude. So already in the previous class we discussed about some 40 problems. Remaining problems we will discuss today. The following questions are accompanied by three statements A, B, C. You have to determine which statement is necessary or sufficient to answer the question. So this is called as data sufficiency. So we should identify which statement is needed to answer one particular question. So this is called as data sufficiency. No need to do the entire problem, just observation. By observing the statements, are we getting the answer or not? So just that identification is enough. Now see the first question. What is the sum of the first 10 terms of an arithmetic progression? Statement A. This is statement A. Eighth term of the arithmetic progression is 15 more than second term of arithmetic progression. So by using statement A, what we are going to get? The eighth term. So you take the first term as small a. For arithmetic progression there will be common difference. CD stands for common difference. Common difference is D. First term is A, common difference is D. Then what is the eighth term? So eighth term is 15 more than the second term. So second term is A2, in that 15 more. So A2 plus 15. So what is the meaning of eighth term? A plus 7D. Since D is the common difference, so eighth term means you have to take the common difference up to 7 terms. So A plus 7D is equal to 15 plus A2. A2 means second term. Second term means A plus D. By using this equation, what we are going to get? By using this equation, we are going to get A and A will get cancelled. 6D is equal to 15 or D is equal to 15 by 6, that is equal to 2.5. So D we are going to get as 2.5. D is equal to 2.5. That we are getting by A. Now B. The first term and 10th term of arithmetic progression are 3.5 and 26 respectively. The first term, now B. So what is given in B? The first term, so A1 is equal to 3.5. A1 is nothing but small a. And 10th term is 26. 10th term is 26. So we are having the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 of, since there are 10 terms, A1 plus A10. Here n is equal to 10. Here n is equal to 10 since there are 10 terms. So we are we are having A1 value, A2 value. So we can get the sum of the first 10 terms. So we are going to get the answer by using B alone. By using B alone we are going to get the answer. No need of clubbing with the first statement. By using B alone, since we are having A1 and A2, n is nothing but 10 because total 10 terms are there. We have to find the sum of 10 terms. So S suffix 10 is equal to 10 by 2 of A1 plus A2. Here we are having all the values. By using B alone we are going to get the answer. Now you see C. The average of first 7 terms is 11. First 7 terms means A1 plus A7 up to A7. It is average is 11, so 7 into 11, 77. So A1 plus A7 means A is the first term, A plus D, A plus 2D, plus A plus 3D, plus A plus 4D, like that, A plus 5D, plus A plus 6D is equal to 77. By using D is equal to 2.5 from the first equation, D is equal to 2.5, we can find A value. So we can find A first 10 terms at sum also. So by using A plus C we are going to get the answer, or using B alone we are going to get the answer. So we are going to get the answer by using B alone or by using A plus C. So either B alone or A and C together. That means option 4 is the correct answer. Option 4 is the correct answer. See the next question. See the next question. What is the distance traveled by boat in downstream in 5 hours? The boat goes 20 kilometers upstream in 2.5 hours. The ratio of the speed of the boat in still water and speed of the stream is 5:1. The boat goes 12 kilometers more in downstream than in upstream in 3 hours. So, what is the distance traveled by boat in downstream in 5 hours? So, distance formula, speed into time. Distance equal to speed into time. Now, A. Now, what is given in A? The boat goes 20 kilometers upstream in 2.5 hours. So, what will be upstream speed? 20 by 2.5, that is equal to 8 kilometer per hour. This is A. By using upstream speed, we can't find downstream speed. So, by using A, we are not going to get the answer. Now, B. What is given in B? The ratio of the speed of the boat in still water and stream is 5:1. So, boat speed is to stream speed, that is given as 5:1. If boat is 5, stream is 1, upstream will be 5 minus 1, 4 parts. Again 4 parts equal to 8. Then downstream means 6 parts. 6 parts equal to 12. So 12 is the downstream speed, time is 5. So 12 into 5 is equal to 60. So by using A plus B, we are going to get the answer. By using A plus B, we are going to get the answer. Now you see C. The boat goes 12 kilometers more in downstream than in upstream in 3 hours. Now, that is 12 kilometers is the distance. So, 3 of downstream speed I don't know, D minus U. So, downstream distance minus upstream distance. The boat goes 12 kilometers more in downstream than in upstream in 3 hours. So, is equal to 12. So, distance is equal to, this is time, this is speed, this is the distance. So, this is third statement. T is 3, speed, downstream speed minus upstream speed is equal to 12. Since it is given more, more means the difference between downstream and upstream distance is 12. Now, D minus U is equal to 4. D minus U is equal to 4. Now, by using B plus C, you see B plus C. Now, you see B plus C. What is B plus C? What is B plus C? In B, downstream speed is 12. Downstream speed is 12. So, B plus C. By using B plus C. So, what you are going to get by using B plus C? In B plus C, B downstream speed is upstream speed is 4 parts, downstream speed is 6 parts. What is the difference? 2 parts. So 2 parts equal to 4. By using second statement, 4 parts equal 4 parts and 6 parts. Don't see this 8 and 12. In B, we are having only this one. Boat speed is 1, stream speed 1. Boat speed 5, stream speed 1. Downstream means 6, upstream means 4. The difference is 2 parts. So 2 parts equal to given as 4. We want to calculate downstream. Downstream means 6 parts. 6 parts equal to 12. Time is 5 hours. 12 into 5, 60. That means by using B plus C also we are going to get the answer. By using A plus B we are going to get the answer. By using B plus C we are going to get the answer. Now we will see A plus C. Now you see A plus C. A plus C. What is A? Upstream speed is 8 km per hour. So D minus 8 is equal to 4. Again D is equal to 12. Time is 5 hours. Again 12 into 5 is 60. By using A plus C we are going to get the answer. So we are going to get the answer by using A plus B, or by using B plus C, or by using A plus C. So any 2 of 3 statements is sufficient. Any 2 of the 3 together is required to get the answer. Any 2 of the 3 statements means option 1 is the correct answer. Option 1 is the correct answer. See the next question. See the next question. what is the percentage profit earned by the shopkeeper on selling the article? So we have to calculate profit percentage. First, what is profit percentage formula? Profit percentage is equal to P by CP into 100. So we need to calculate this. So in order to calculate profit percentage, we need profit and cost price. If you are having profit and cost price, you will get the answer. See the first statement, statement A. The shopkeeper has the profit of 225 on selling. So here profit is equal to 225. Statement A, the profit is equal to 225. But we don't have the cost price. Now come to B. The discount offered on the article is 16.2 by 3%. 16.2 by 3 is 1 by 6. 1 by 6% is the discount. Now come to C. If the shopkeeper sells the article 45 rupees above the original selling price, his profit would have increased by 5% profit. That means an increase in selling price of 45 will give additional 5% increase in the profit. So 5% equal to 45. 100%, always cost price is 100%. 100% is 900. So 900 is the CP. So we are having CP by using third statement. We are having profit by using first statement. By using A plus C, we can calculate the profit percent. No need of B. So only A and C are required. Only A and C are required. So only A and C together are required to get the answer. Option 5 is the correct answer. Only A and C together are required to get the answer. That means option 5. See the next question. Find out the speed of train A. Find out the speed of train. We have to find speed of train. So speed is equal to distance by time. So we have to find speed. So by using this statement, we are going to get the answer. See the first statement. The train crosses a platform in 48 seconds. The train crosses a platform in 48 seconds. So the train crosses the platform in 48 seconds. The train crosses the platform in 48 seconds. So let the speed of the train, we are taking S. Speed of the train I am taking S. And what is A? What is A? The train crosses a platform in 48 seconds. So distance is equal to train length plus platform length. Distance equal to train length plus platform length. Or else distance is equal to speed into time. Now 48 is the time. 48 is the time. And what is the speed of the train? Yes. It is given in meter per second 5 by 18. If we calculate that, we are going to get 40 S by 3. This is 6, this is 8, 40 S by 3. This is first statement. Now this is A. Now come to B. The ratio of the length of the train and platform is 3 and 5. So what is the sum? 3x plus 5x, that is 8x. This is by 2. Now see third one. The difference between the length of the train and platform is 200. Now difference between the length of train and platform is 200. So again by using B plus C. By using B plus C. So the difference, 2 parts, is equal to 200. If 2 parts equal to 200, if 2 parts equal to 200, if 2 parts equal to 200, 2 parts is equal to 200. Now the difference between the length of the train and length of platform is this one. So what is the speed of the train? What is the speed of the train? What is the speed of the train? So already it is given the distance of the distance of the platform and the train is equal to 40 S by 3. So 40 S by 3 is equal to 1600. So based on this we can find S value. Based on this we can find the S value. Why 40 S by 3 is equal to 1600? Because in the first statement the train is crossing the platform in 48 seconds. So what we are doing, this is time, this is speed. Time into speed is equal to distance. This distance is train length plus platform length. So train length plus platform length is 8x. 8x is equal to, so 8x is equal to how much? 2x is equal to 200. 2x is equal to 200. 8 parts is equal to 800. So this is 800. So again 40 s by 3 is equal to 800. We can find s value. So all 1, 2, 3 are required. All 1, 2, 3 are required. So all are required to get the answer. All the 3 together are required to get the answer. So we are getting the answer by using 2. That is, all the 3 are required together. See the next question. What is the time taken by? What is the time taken by 1 man and 6 women working together to complete a work? 6 men are as efficient as 9 women. 6 men are as efficient as 9 women. That means in A, we can find man and woman efficiency 3:2. 6 men, 9 women. That means efficiency 9:6. 9:6 is 3:2. So man and woman efficiency 3:2. Man efficiency 3, woman efficiency 2. Now B. 10 men can do 33 1 by 3 more work. So 10 women can do 33 1 by 3 more means 4 by 3. As done by 5 men. As done by 5 men. So by using this also, what we can do? 5 ones, 5 twos. 2 ones, 2 twos. Again, man by woman is equal to 3 by 2. The same thing we are going to get. Efficiency of man and woman 3:2. Here also in B, man and woman efficiency 3:2. C. 10 women can complete the same work in 6 days. 10 women, 6 days. 10 women, 6 days. 1 woman, 60 days. 1 woman, 60 days. So 1 woman, 60 days. 1 woman, 60 days means how many men are required? Men can complete the work in how many days? So 60 into 2 by 3, 40 days. So 1 woman can complete the work in 60 days. 1 man can complete the work in 40 days. So this, what is the time taken by 1 man and 6 women working together? So here, this 60 days C is required. 10 women 6 days, 1 woman 60. To find out man, 1 man will do in 40 days, we can use either B or A. Because in A also men and women 3:2. In B also men and women 3:2. So what is the final answer? C is required and either A or B is required. C and either A or B. C is compulsorily required and either A or B required. That means we are going to get the answer by using A and C, or we are going to get the answer by using B plus C. So here A plus C or B plus C. Either A plus C or B plus C. So 3 is the correct answer. Either A and C together or B and C together. See the next question. See the next question. The speed of Ayush and Bhavya are in the ratio of 6:5. They run in 3 kilometers race and Ayush wins this race by 10 seconds. What is the time taken by Bhavya to complete the race? So Ayush and Bhavya, the speeds are in the ratio of 6:5. So speeds will be Ayush, Bhavya 6:5. Time is inverse to speed. Time will be 5:6. Ayush win the race by 10 seconds. That means the time difference is 1 part. 1 part is equal to 10 seconds. What is the time taken by Bhavya? Bhavya will take 6 parts. So 6 parts equal to 60 seconds. The correct answer is 60 seconds is the correct answer. 60 seconds is the correct answer. 60 seconds. 1 part is equal to 10 seconds. 6 parts equal to 60 seconds. Option 2 is the correct answer. Option 2 is our correct answer. See the next one. See the next question. The ratio of P and Q is 2:3. So P and Q, the ratio of P and Q is 2:3. The ratio of Q and R is 1:5. Q and R, it will be 1:5. So what is P is to Q is to R? That means 2:3:15. So P will be 2, Q will be 3 and R will be 15. Now after 3 years the ratio will be 5:21. After 3 years, the ratio will be 5:21. The ratio will be 5:21. Q and R will be 5:21. Q and R will be 5:21. Now see here. 3x plus 3. Since Q is 3, 3x plus 3 plus 15x plus 3 is equal to 5/21. If you do this calculation, 63x plus 63 is equal to 75x plus 15, or else 12x is equal to 48. X is equal to 4. We are going to get x is equal to 4. What is the percentage of P? So 2 parts. So 2 into 4 is equal to 8 years. Correct answer is 8 years. Correct answer is 8 years. Option 5 is the correct answer. Option 5, 8 years is the correct answer. See the next question. See the next question. How many different straight lines can be formed by joining 12 different points of a plane, of which 4 are collinear, rest are non-collinear? So collinear means straight lines. Collinear means straight lines. Non-collinear means not straight lines. Now total lines formed by 12 points. We have to join 12 points. Total lines formed by 12 points. Total lines formed by 12 points is 12C2. 4 are collinear. So number of lines formed by 4 points, that is 4C2. Now total straight lines. What is total straight lines? 12C2 minus 4C2 plus 1. Since one line will be common, since 12C2 minus 4C2 plus 1. Why we are using plus 1? From here we are subtracting, from here also we are subtracting. So one line we are subtracting from both the points, so we should add plus 1. So what is this one? 12C2. 12C2 means 66. 12 into 11 by 2 into 1, 66. 4C2. 4C2 is nothing but 6. So 66 minus 6 plus 1, that is 61. So 61 is the correct answer. 61 is the correct answer. 61 is the correct answer. 61 means option 3 is the correct answer. See the next one. Sahil can complete a piece of work in 42 days. Bunny 20% more efficient than Sahil, and Kamal is 40% more efficient than Bunny. In how many days Bunny and Kamal working together finish the same piece of work? Now see here. Efficiency. Bunny, Sahil. Bunny is 20% more efficient than Sahil. That means Bunny efficiency 6, Sahil efficiency 5. Similarly, Kamal is 40% more efficient than Bunny. Bunny. Kamal will be 7. 40% more means 7 by 5. So Kamal efficiency 7, Bunny efficiency 5. Now see here. Sahil is to Bunny is to Kamal. So 5 is to 6, then Bunny is to Kamal, 5 is to 7. This one I am multiplying with 5, this one I am multiplying with 6. Then we are going to get 25 is to 30 is to 42. So 25, 30, 42. Sahil is 25, Bunny is 30, Kamal is 42. Sahil can complete a work in 42 days. With the efficiency of 25, Sahil will complete the work in 42. In how many days Bunny and Kamal will complete the work? Bunny and Kamal efficiency is 72. They will complete the work in less days. So that means 25 by 72 into 42. This is our answer. This you need to calculate. Now 6 12s, 6 7s. We are going to get 175 by 12. 175 by 12. 175 by 12 means, see the division here, 12 ones 12, 12 ones 12. Then we are going to get 55, 12 fours 48, 7. So 14 7 by 12 days. 14 7 by 12 days. Option 4 is the correct answer. 14 7 by 12 days. Option 4 is the correct answer. Option 4 is the correct answer. See the next question. A tank is fitted with two inlet pipes X and Y and outlet pipe Z. Pipe Y can fill the empty tank in 12 minutes while pipe X in 18 minutes. In what time the empty tank have filled if all the three pipes are open, given that pipe Z can empty the full tank in 45 minutes. See here. Now pipe X and pipe Y. Pipe Y 12 minutes, pipe X 18 minutes, pipe Z 45 minutes. So LCM of 12, 18, 45. That is 540. The LCM is 540. Now calculate efficiencies. Calculate efficiency. What is X efficiency? X will fill the tank in 18 minutes. So 540 by 18, that is 30. So X can fill 30 units per minute. Since it is filling, I am using plus. What about Y? 540 by 12. 540 by 12, that is equal to 45. Since that is also filling, I am keeping plus. What about Z? 540 by 45, that is equal to 12. That is nothing but 12. Since it is emptying, I am keeping minus. Now, in what time will the empty tank have filled? If all the pipes are open. If all the pipes are open, 30 plus 45, 75. 75 minus 12, that is 63. 63. Total tank is 540 by 63. Now I can do with 9. 9 sevens, 9 60. So 60 by 7 we are going to get. 60 by 7. That means 7 8 56 4. So 8 4 by 7. Correct answer is 8 4 by 7 minutes. Correct answer is 8 4 by 7 minutes is the correct answer. 8 4 by 7 minutes means option 5 is the correct answer. 8 4 by 7 means option 5 will be our correct answer. So with this we completed the second paper.